Jake.
Not bad. So Daniel Jones, obviously the starter at quarterback for a lot of the reasons of stuff that won't show up on a box score. Getting guys in the right area, the chemistry with teammates, just all these little intangibles. So, from your perspective on the opposite side of the ball, how has he posed any challenges for you on the practice field?
Well, I mean, you're getting a guy that's played in a lot of games, has a lot of snaps, been successful. I think he'll go out there. It won't be his first rodeo, as they say. And I think as you mentioned, the chemistry and that stuff will continue to grow as the season goes on.
Chap, go ahead.
Lou, with expectations, I mean they rise with where you were in the draft. Your expectations for Latu this year, first round pick last year, second year. What do you expect? What do you need from him?
Well, I just think that he can just continue his development. What we've seen both in OTAs, through training camp, and in the preseason, he's making strides. We think he has the ability to be a heck of a rusher in this league, and not only that, but he's around the ball. He's around the ball in practice. Tip balls. He's just a really, really good football player. So the natural progression for him, I'm not going to put a number. Hey, he has to have this many sacks. I know we all judge those guys by that number or by that metric of sacks, but I think he's going to have a hell of a season based on what I've witnessed so far.
Isn't his position right or wrong? It comes down to numbers, and he talked about near misses last year.
Yeah.
I guess the league's full of near miss guys. You need guys to finish, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. And I think he knows that. And, getting a quarterback on the ground, the great rushers have misses. It's just a matter of finishing. I don't see anything that would say to me that, hey, he's not ever going to be that type of guy. I think he's going to have a great year and show everybody, he's a great guy, first and foremost. Like we have a lot of great men on this team, but he's about the right stuff. And I think he's going to have a hell of a year.
Thanks, Lou.
Joel?
Lou, Xavien Howard is listed as the starter on the depth chart. Do you think he can play a starter snaps right away?
Well, I think, we'll see how it goes. And I think that he's came in great shape and is, been away from the game for a year. You can look at that two different ways. As a veteran guy who gave his legs a year off, and then got back into it now and has been through, basically 3 weeks of training camp and a week of game prep coming up. So, we'll see how it goes. We've got a bunch of able bodies there at that position, so we'll play it by ear.
How do you feel about Jalen Jones coming off of his hamstring injury?
Another guy that has played a bunch of snaps. We'll see how he does. He's had a good week of practice last week, so I feel like he'll be going into the game like a lot of our guys, healthy and ready to play.
Steven?
Lou, a lot of perimeter talent, for Miami. Can you just kind of tell us about that challenge, just generally, what you're facing there?
Yeah, speed, and more speed. With the featured players that they have, everybody knows Tyreek and certainly Jalen Waddle, A-Chain, the back. You put those three together, you got a heck of a 4-by-1 team. I don't care who the fourth element of it would be. They're going to be far ahead. So, they're great players. They've put up big numbers in this league. Mike does a great job calling plays and keeping you off balance with a bunch of different looks. There's a reason why they've put up the numbers they've put up in the past. So, we've got certainly a big challenge ahead.
You mentioned Xavien, not playing last year. And I don't know, maybe this is cliche, but I mean, just what do you think, or have you observed that maybe that did anything in terms of making him hungry, to want to go out there and do this
I
this
think,
year?
yeah, he's again, like a lot of great players that have been around, they're very prideful men. And, I think that he doesn't have to do this. I think he wants to go out there and prove to himself, to whoever, that he can play football and play it at a high level still.
We'll do just a few more here. James, go ahead.
Lou, what's been your impression of Charvarius Ward when it comes to just his mentality? very nice guy, I would imagine, off the field, but he walks it and he talks it as well occasionally.
Yeah, he's got great confidence as these premier corners do. He very, very smart football player. Knows all, knows really everybody's job and where they're supposed to be on the defense. Communicates great, not only before the snap, but during the snap. Different pickups that we have to have. So, I didn't know that about him. You watch the tape, you see the guy from afar, and you see the plays he makes. But he's a cerebral player as well as a top level talent and cover corner.
And last question, Jake.
Over the last few years, it seems like effective depth behind Grover has been kind of hard to come by. How did you guys see that race? There's a few different guys in the mix there. How did you see that all transpire, and how do you feel about that depth behind Grover and I guess Buck as well going into the season?
Yeah. Well, I just think we've got depth up front for sure with a number of different guys that we can roll through. Same thing at linebacker. It's not just one guy. We feel like we've got a few guys that can uh, help out in different packages that we do. So, we're looking forward to playing a bunch of different people and keeping guys fresh, especially early in the year. The more you can play, I think the fresher the guys will be. Our guys have done a great job of accepting roles that we've handed out. Our defensive staff has done a great job preparing for this game and getting the guys ready. So I'm excited.